Yeah. Now don't ask me no questions, just listen to this shit.
2020 has been a horrible year in a lot of ways, for a lot of people. But it's been a very good year for Griselda Records, outside of the passing of DJ Shay. Rest in power to DJ Shay. Conway the Machine released The Excellent From a King to a God on September 11th. And now, just over a month later, we have Burden of Proof from Benny the Butcher. Attacking the rap game like Wu-Tang The Next Generation, these talented artists have released prolifically and with a high level of skill. If you're a fan of classic East Coast Mafia rap, you'll be in heaven with Burden of Proof. It feels like Only Built for Cuban Links had a second secret disc and they just made it public. Let's do a track-by-track breakdown. Burden of Proof starts with this eponymous track. The first beat you hear contains a slightly pitched up classic sample which I first heard the JVC Force use in their legendary song Strong Island back in '88. The sample is from the 1970s song Unhooked Generation by Frida Payne. This sets the tone for the album. You're going to hear new music which respects soul and rap music of the past. You get an immediate beat switch and Benny starts to flow. He's got a straightforward East Coast Golden Age style. Very direct, steady, and clear. This track serves as a glorified intro. After one verse of rapping, it cuts over to an actor doing a monologue which is like a mafia movie medley. It's all good and well acted, but the first real song is track 2, Where Would I Go? As soon as the song hits, with the Hit Boy production, you know you're hearing quality. The choir on the hook brought me right in, and Rick Ross delivers another strong feature right before his supposed retirement. Sly Green has an old 70s crime movie soundtrack vibe, along with some flanging to keep it interesting. I love tracks like this. I kept trying to think of who Benny reminds me of in terms of his vocal delivery, and then it hit me. The way that he starts and stops his lines sounds a lot like Jay-Z during his height. It's clear that Benny and the whole Griselda crew have a tremendous amount of respect and knowledge regarding their predecessors. It never comes off like he's biting, rather he's just honoring his influences. Tell me what you think. Who do you think he sounds like? Sly Green is a dope track that should be played in a Times Square movie theater in the 70s right before Shaft comes on. This song is great, but the first true hit comes next. Track number 4 is One Way Flight featuring Freddie Gibbs. This song will be a smash and should be the next single/video after Legend. Jansport J and Hit Boy kill the production here. Freddie Gibbs has a great punchline on the hook and lays down the third verse. This one is a convergence of a whole bunch of rising stars, and I'm guessing it's going to appeal both to old heads and young bucks alike with its slick style and fantastic classic vibe. This one's an undeniable winner right out the gate. It's my favorite on the album. Track number 5 is Famous. Famous starts with an odd intro, but then immediately beat switches as soon as Benny starts rapping. His bars are really strong here, and the beat provides a lot of gravity and strength. I'm not sure why it's so short, but it's definitely good. I'm gonna coin the phrase stream cutter for all these good songs that are unnecessarily cut short to around 2 minutes, solely to boost streaming numbers. Thanks Spotify, Apple Music, and the rest of you for screwing up music. Track number 6 is Timeless featuring Lil Wayne and Big Sean. This is another all-star banger. Benny has really come into his own as an artist on this album, and his comfort and confidence on this track that he shares with an icon in Lil Wayne and an established star in Big Sean is a prime example. This feature and all of the other ones on this album are extremely good. You know you're respected by the industry when the people that do a feature don't phone it in. They make sure to bring their A games. Lil Wayne reminds everybody of his super-powered lyrical skills on this track. It's great to hear him crush it here. Track number 7, New Streets, returns the vibe back to the retro old school era. This track has another soulful sample, which is a Griselda style staple. This one's another stream cutter. It has only one verse, so it feels more like an interstitial. It's a shame that it wasn't developed more. Track number 8, Over the Limit, featuring Dom Kennedy, starts off with a powerful, booming bass synth that drops heavy. Something sounds a little weird though with the high bubble synths on the top of the register. They sound like they're offbeat or poorly aligned with the rapping and the drums and the rest of the track. It's a shame because it's distracting and detracting from an otherwise well-conceived song. I don't think they meant it that way. It sounds like somebody messed up. The last 50 seconds of this track are spent on a semi-annoying skit, which makes me wonder why they're cutting songs short and yet padding other track times with skits that remind you why people stopped doing skits. Hopefully they'll fix this one for a deluxe version if they do one, because this song could be so good if they tighten it up. Track number 9 is Trade It All. There are no skips at all on this album. Every song features crystal clean production. However, when you get to this point on an album, and every song is basically the same subject matter, you start to experience some fatigue as a listener. The song is still good though. It's got a nice chill vibe. It's just that when you do 12 songs which are basically all about the same thing, the 10th best one begins to be hard to care about, even if it's still good. Luckily, track 10, Thank God I Made It, handles that problem and switches it up a bit. And Queen Naja's hook is a breath of fresh air. Benny mentions that he signed with The Rock, which completely cements the fact that he's following Jay-Z's footsteps stylistically. This song could have easily come off of In My Lifetime or Reasonable Doubt and fit right in. Come to think of it, Burden of Proof even sounds like a Jay-Z album title. Ain't nothing wrong if you do it this well though. Fact is that the younger generation might not have gone back and listened to Hova when he was at his peak, so they might not even recognize his flow. Track number 11 is War Paint featuring Westside Gunn and Conway the Machine. War Paint goes back to Griselda's roots with the heavy reliance on the soul sample and features all their main stars. It also features the Griselda sample, the laugh, and the machine gun ad-lib, which was rampant on Conway's album, but is luckily less prevalent on this one. I don't really need to hear anymore. It's good. We're good on that one. It also follows the Griselda auteur that the title of the song never is sung or rapped on the song itself. Westside Gunn's hook hurts this song because of his reliance on the N-word. I know he's an acquired taste, and I really like some of his music, especially the song Mr. T. But I also feel that sometimes he uses keeping it real as a crutch, and he could improve his bars without sacrificing his legitimacy if he put his mind to it. The final track is Legend. The album ends with its first single. It's solid, but I still think they should have went with One Way Flight and Timeless, and I hope they release them both because I think they will promote this album even better. That being said, the song is still highly enjoyable and the beat definitely keeps it moving and sticks in your head. A strong finish to an excellent album, which will definitely put Benny the Butcher on a higher level. Overall, I'm giving this album a 95. It's filled with excellent production, banging beats, and well-conceived bars. A little more variation among the subject matter of the different songs would have moved it up even higher. I feel like I'm saying this on every album at this point. But this is a definite purchase, and one of the best albums of the year. It's nice to see the Butcher and the Machine both move up into a higher tier and let the world know about Griselda, and that real rap is still being made with a modern take on a classic sound. They deserve a lot of success for what they've been doing, and I think this album and Conway's will both bring it to them. Representing hard work and talent, this is Sean the Storm Grant reminding you that every day is an opportunity that you'll never have again. So make sure to make the most of it. Don't imagine a better life in the future. Do all that you can to live that life right now. Thanks for watching. Peace.